Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Nocturnal Movie Club. I am joined by my esteemed co-hosts Jake King and Ethan Singh. This time we are breaking down Oscars 2021. Who the winners are, who the winners should be, who they snubbed. Um, Ethan, first category, please.
I'll go over our nominations for Best Visual Effects. For Best Visual Effects, we have Love and Monsters, The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, and Tenet. Guys, what are your thoughts?
And the winner is Tenet.
It definitely has to go to Tenet.
It's an easy one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, like Mulan,
so
I
easy.
did not think the effects were really that good, and Midnight Sky had decent effects, but nothing like Oscar worthy.
I think it's going to be a common theme tonight where we're going to see a lot of movies nominated just because there wasn't enough movies made. Because Mulan's best visual effects were not good. They were average at best. But Tenet, I mean, where are you going to go? How are you going to go wrong with that one? Those are mind-blowing.
And the Academy loves Christopher Nolan, so...
And I love Christopher Nolan. He's amazing. So good.
The winner will be Tenet. The winner should be Tenet. I'll be shocked if anything else happens.
Agreed.
Tenet is a visual fest. Please see Tenet on Blu-ray. Sorry, Nolan. I mean, you can still see it in theaters in New York, as Nolan wished. But if you're not in New York, please rent Tenet.
For Best Production Design, we have nominated The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, and Tenet.
Okay, so I have two choices here. Okay. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, the set design is if you guys haven't seen it yet, but it's so visually stunning. There's a lot going on in the set design, and it's super specific to the time that they're in, and I think they hit it for the most part. And the same thing can be said about Mank, which also is a big nominee for this year. It's super specific to the time, and I think it's going to go between the two of them.
No, I agree. That was actually the choices I had were Mank and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Like, especially one of the things I liked in Ma Rainey was the microphones. You like the style of microphones they had, and you looking at the wires. I'm like, this is something I never thought about when I thought about those old microphones. So for them to like focus on that was really cool. Also, the style of Coke bottles, like the way the studio is, the boxes they throw the unused records in.
It's going to be a tough one. I think the Academy loves timepieces. They love period pieces where it's set in the past. So it's going to be a question of what period do they like more. Maybe Ma Rainey's Black Bottom gets the nod because it's in color, but we'll see.
I think overall Mank will be the big winner of the night. I think Mank is probably going to take home the most awards that night, and I think this will go to Mank just so they can have that saying most awarded film of the year or something. I think it's going to go to Mank.
Yeah, I predicted that would happen with the Globes, that like they would just give everything to Mank, but like we actually had some pretty decent winners with that. But I have a feeling the Academy is going to do that even more this case.
For Best Makeup and Hairstyling, we have nominated Emma, Hillbilly Elegy, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, and Pinocchio. Guys, what are your thoughts?
For me, it's between Ma Rainey and I thought Emma was pretty sleek. Actually, I would go with Emma over Ma Rainey. I thought Emma's hairstyling and makeup it was beautiful. I think it was accurate to the times, and it was just very pretty, visually stunning to look at. It was a part of. I think the overall hair and makeup styling was added to everyone's performance for Emma for sure. And I think Emma was one as an underrated movie that came out this year as well. Sure. Overall,
yeah, I agree. I think that would go to Emma as well.
I would want it to go to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, but I know Emma's going to get the win. The Academy loves movies from that era. They love the old European styles, so I think it's an easy win for them.
Yeah, it's like you can go back to any of the previous Oscars, like in the past 15 years, and the best makeup hairstyle always went to something like Victorian.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they've got the win bagged up there.
Did any of you see Pinocchio, by the way?
No.
I haven't, but like what's interesting about like this is just a side note. What was interesting to me about that movie was that Roberto Benigni played Geppetto in that, but he
I
played
noticed.
in the 2002 version that got like mauled with the English dub.
Interesting.
So I'm just like interested like how that conversation went, like getting him to be in this one.
I think the conversation went like he's not working, and I need a job. That's how I think the conversation went. I think he just went, "How much?" He was like, "How much?" And I think he said yes.
That's probably exactly how it happened. That's why you're an insider on the inside, OJ. You know how everything goes on.
Yeah, I think that poor man needed a job. Next.
Next category is, okay, this is a good one. Best film editing. We have nominated The Father, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of Chicago 7.
As much as I would like to say Trial of Chicago 7, like one of the problems I had was that there was one moment where it felt like a very jarring edit. I'm not sure if you guys noticed this one, but it was a part where the judge was yelling and it just felt like they used a different take. And that really took me out of the movie for a moment. So it wouldn't go for that. I wouldn't choose that one.
I'm not a fan of The Trial of Chicago 7. I thought it was a poorly directed film, actually. I thought it was a well-written film, but I didn't think it was a well-directed film.
Well,
And that was Aaron.
Huh? Yeah, Aaron Sorkin's like more of a writer than he is a director. So
yeah, and I think he killed it on the screenplay, but I thought the directing choices were poor. For me, I would give this to Nomadland, I think. I think it's overall as a film, I think it's a better crafted film. In terms of editing, execution, I would give it to Nomadland.
I would agree. Like I felt like I wasn't looking at my watch during Nomadland. I felt like it had a really nice flow too.
This
And
is
I
a
think
tough one.
that would be the winner, and I think that would win, actually.
It's a tough one for me. I think Nomadland probably would win because then the question will be if they're not going to get Best Picture, what would they get? And we're going to have that discussion later on. But I think this is going to definitely be one of the consolatory nods you're going to give them. If not that, I think The Father might be up there just because Yorgos Lanthimos is really good at what he does. If we think back to what he's on The Favorite, he might be up for one too. Shouldn't count him out. For Best Cinematography, we have nominated Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, News of the World, Nomadland, and The Trial of the Chicago 7.
This is tough, actually. There's a lot of solid films in here. Cinematography, though, I'm gonna have to go with Nomadland. I think Chloe Zhao, all her choices were really great. And it's actually because based on these films, kind of just visually a really cool visual fest. I think for me, it's really beautiful. Just seeing that the actual land in Nomadland. I will go Nomadland.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's my favorite of the pick for cinematography. Like Mank, I thought like had really good cinematography as well, and something tells me the Academy will give it to that just because they're honoring Citizen Kane with that. But with Nomadland, I agree, OJ. It was visually stunning. Like all the background shots they got, like you see the mountains towering over. I was in awe, and like I was watching this on my small screen, and I was in awe. So I would have to go.
It's great. Yeah, I think that's the clear winner for me.
Although I would have to say I did also like the cinematography of Judas and the Black Messiah, just because it
totally,
felt
but
like
it's so different though.
Yeah.
For me, my favorite would be Mank. I think Nomadland is good. It's cool. I think the way they structured each scene and the mise en place was incredible. But I still think what they did with Mank, and from an artistic perspective, cinematography wise, is more daring than Nomadland. Nomadland is good. It's not very breakthrough considering the state of cinema for the past decade, to me. And I'll take that stance. I'll take that. And I like how we always disagree on things, but I'll take the opposite side of this coin. That I think Mank probably should get it, but if Nomadland was
to me, I felt the opposite. Like I feel like Mank is something we've done already,
which is also true, right? Think about The Artist only a couple of years ago, or any other attempted black and white films in the modern era.
Yeah, right. But But I also see your side as well.
I'm an old style romantic, so I see black and white. I upvote, right?
Yes.
Very old school with yours.
So with best costume design, we have nominated Emma, Mank, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mulan, and Pinocchio. Guys, thoughts?
Definitely not.
Actually, Mulan has a shot here on costume.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I don't know. They
Mulan?
didn't stand out to me.
They're not going to win, but they're
not going to win.
weren't
But
just
they didn't butcher the costumes. It was one of the better things about this film. Was the
That's it.
costumes.
It was the
That's
best
not
thing about
saying
it.
much though, because like a lot of things about Mulan felt very boring at best.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're bad costumes, but like definitely not a winner.
I think the obvious winner and typical winner, I think, would be Emma. I think it's too obvious, and that type of film has been rewarded over and over again for best costume.
This is their category.
Yeah.
Although I think,
but I would,
I was just gonna say, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom also like has a shot with that.
That's what I would pick as a winner.
I would go with them.
But
yeah, same.
I agree with OJ though. Ma Rainey's what I want to say with my heart. Emma's gonna get the win, and Mulan at least deserve to get nominated. They don't deserve a win though. That's for sure.
Exactly. My sentiments are exactly the same as Ethan's. I would definitely go with Ma Rainey for this, but I think Emma has this in the bag for the most part. And yes, this is Mulan's one shining feature.
For best sound, we have nominated Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, and Sound of Metal.
I mean, how do you not go with Sound of Metal for best sound?
Yeah, it's kind of they kind of got a shoe in there, haven't they?
No, but I don't think they're gonna get it. I think it's gonna go to Mank.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's either gonna be Sound of Metal or Mank.
I'll go with it. I'll say this: Sound of Metal to me. That I don't have the numbers or the figures, but to me, I think they're spending a lot of money on this push for an Oscar. At least on the Best Actor side with Riz Ahmed, they're pushing hard. So I don't know. I feel like they were in a shot for it.
It's not happening. I can tell you that right now. If they do an Oscar, it'll be this right here, and then that's it. Bible. That's exactly what's going to happen. Riz is not winning that award.
Pushing for it. So who knows how far money can take them? But
not
the category's tough. We'll see when we get there. But yeah. So
yeah, we'll see when we get there. It's the winners.
Soon we get there. Yeah.
Written in blood already.
So we're thinking Mank is the winner for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Definitely go with that too. I think it's good. Best original score. We have nominated Da 5 Bloods, Mank, Minari, News of the World, and Soul.
Soul is the winner here. Oh,
yeah.
The music.
Honestly, I think it's one of Pixar's best scores, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of Pixar's best films, to be honest.
They're boldest as well.
I wouldn't say one of Pixar's best films. I would definitely agree with
top
best
5
scores.
Top 5 Pixar.
All right, fair. I'll give him top 5 Pixar.
Yeah,
I'd probably give him top 5 Pixar.
Yeah. Yeah, Soul is a clear and obvious winner here. It's the best music, I think, for a film for the year. Period.
I agree. I think, say what you want about that movie, the music was on point. Good jazz. Yeah. How do you go wrong with jazz, right? It's movies. Movies and jazz go together like, I don't know, waters and human. So it's
Chocolate
perfect.
And whiskey.
Chocolate and whiskey, yeah. Exactly. For best original song, we have nominated Fight For You, Hear My Voice, Husavik, IOC, and Speak Now. As a disclaimer, I think I butchered 2 of those names, but let's go.
I think it's between Fight For You and Speak Now. I'm not sure. I think it's a toss-up between those 2. I know for One Night in Miami, which I'm not a fan of, I know they're really pushing for a win for the film to give it something, and I think this is their only shot. But I think I can easily see Judas and her, who sings Fight For You, taking this.
Yeah, I agree. I think Fight for You is going to get it. Although I do have to say, I don't want this to win, but I'm glad that Husavik got into this because I was floored when I watched that. Like that was like the only thing I really loved in Eurovision Song Contest. So I'm glad at least that I got a little recognition. But no, Fight for You.
I was surprised to see Huvik there, but hey, Husavik there, but it's there.
Once again, it was very lean year for nominations.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I'm excited about this next one.
Now we're getting to big boy categories, so
Here we go.
everyone's got to get excited for this.
Right? Ooh, let me suit up.
These are normally my favorite categories: Best Original Screenplay, Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7.
As much as I love Promising Young Woman, probably top 3 favorite films of the year of 2020, this is going to the Trial of Chicago 7.
Yeah.
This is Aaron Sorkin's award to lose. He's winning this
I agree.
hands down.
Yeah. It's like, you know, the funny thing is with Aaron Sorkin films, like the star is always the screenplay. It's not any of the actors.
Always.
Yeah, which
It's
is
Aaron
like
Sorkin talking with Aaron Sorkin talking to Aaron Sorkin, and the movie ends.
pretty much. Like I was surprised because in 2015 when he did Steve Jobs, like he won the Globe for best screenplay, but they never gave him an Oscar nomination, which I found very surprising.
In fact, as you say that, I was just looking it up. His Oscar wins and his track record. He won for Social Network in 2011, and they got 3 nominations and no wins since. So I think they've just been gearing him up for a second win here. I think it's his. Yeah, you said it right, OJ. It's his to lose. I
Yeah.
think it's there.
The writing is on the wall. That is his award. He should be planning his speech now.
Yeah, he won the Globe for this, right?
I believe he did. I can't recall, but I believe he did. Research.
Fact checking it right now. He did win it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So I think that's a good precursor. I think he's got everything going for him on this one.
Yeah.
Best Adapted Screenplay. We have nominated Borat subsequent movie film, The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, and The White Tiger.
It's between The Father and Nomadland, and I think it's going to go to Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, like, I agree, OJ. I think those are the 2 ones that are close enough to getting it, but I think it's going to be Nomadland. Like there was something like just really nice about the way the movie was written, about the way we get to know our character and how she gets into this lifestyle.
And there's a lot of things at play here. There's the Academy knows they need to give Chloe something for this film because it's going to be a really bad look if they don't. And this is a big enough award to give her without giving her the big one, which we'll get to. Yeah.
I would be sad if like that prediction turned out to be really true. But it probably would.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on that one. And one note I'd like to add in: she used a lot of people who aren't really actors; they're just regular people. That always
which sometimes
so
didn't work, and I think sometimes it didn't work.
Yeah.
In the film, sometimes it was obvious, but I liked it.
Yeah. I did think it worked
Overall.
though, like in terms of like getting this character familiar with the nomad lifestyle. You know, like the one who's not a nomad is learning to be a nomad.
Yeah, I mean, at times it almost felt documentary-esque because I knew I think we all knew the audience. A lot of these people weren't actors. So at times it almost felt like this is a documentary, but like, just a really well-made documentary that we all with the great.
And it adds that genuine feel that a film needs, and I think that's going to push it over the top, especially with the other nominees.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Best Animated Feature Film. We have nominated Onward, Over the Moon, a Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon, Soul, and Wolfwalkers. I think this one's easy, right?
I mean, shout out to Apple TV and Wolfwalkers for getting the nom. Great for Apple TV getting their first nom. That's
true.
Sweet.
Good point.
Adorable. But obviously, Soul is the clear winner here.
Yeah,
they're gonna win.
I would be happy if either of them won. Like, but part of me really wants Wolfwalkers to win because I love like every aspect of that movie.
Are we sleeping on a Shaun the Sheep movie for Armageddon? I couldn't even keep a straight face to that whole statement. Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
Nah, this one's easy. This is a soul taking this one home. They probably have it on their mantle already. This is easy.
I still
Yeah, they already have the Instagram graphics ready.
Exactly.
Disney has it queued up.
Are they gonna do it
Accept
just
their
like
best
in
picture.
what you call it? When Inside Out won, like they basically gave themselves an Oscar.
Exactly. I'm sure Jamie Foxx has already pre-recorded a speech.
I imagine, just to avoid technical issues.
Thanking all the fans. Yeah, it's already done.
If he does, if he did, and I'm pretty sure that did happen, like I just hope like it's one of the best speeches like of the night.
Yeah, hopefully.
It probably will be.
Like just as powerful as the movie itself.
We'll see. Jamie is a good talker. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, now it's about to get juicy.
Now we're getting to some really thick meat here. Best Actress in a Supporting Role. We have nominated Maria Bakalova, Glenn Close, Olivia Coleman, Amanda Seyfried, and Yoo Jung-yoon. Guys.
Okay. All right. Here is the one, I think, acting category role that's not very clear on who's going to win. I
agree.
I think Maria Bakalova will win. Very shockingly, I think Maria will win, but I think Amanda deserves to win.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think this will go to Maria, but I think Amanda is the one it should actually go to.
I thought Amanda Seyfried was really good in Mank. I just wish that the film did a little bit more with her than what we saw. Like if we saw more of her, like I would be 100% Amanda Seyfried. So how about Olivia Coleman? Do you think she's gonna have a shot at this?
I think it's too soon from her.
I think it's too soon. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna give it to her.
Yeah,
I'd be shocked if they did.
Did you guys see The Father?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was great. I thought she was great in it. It's a really great movie, but it didn't move me in any way. And Hillbilly Elegy, I thought it was a fine movie as well. But I think this is. I'm shocked saying this. I think Maria Bakalova is about to be an Academy Award winner.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but it should go to Amanda Seyfried.
I would be happy with Maria Bakalova winning. I think that would be a very interesting win too, considering like that this is her first movie role, right?
Research?
I think so. I mean, I'm trying to find other roles she's been in. Yeah, there's nothing else recorded here that she's ever done. So
this would be a very interesting win.
At least in terms, well, it's not technically her film debut. She's done small parts and other things, but nothing I've ever heard of. At least nothing in America. She's done Bulgarian movies. So her U.S. film debut for sure. And she's coming up in the Judd Apatow film. So she's on her way to a promising career.
Well, there's no better way to start off with an Oscar win.
That is true. Big one again. Best Actor in a Supporting Role. We have nominated Sacha Baron Cohen, Daniel Kaluuya, Leslie Odom Jr., Paul Raci, and Lakeith Stanfield. Guys, thoughts?
Let me compose myself before I go on this rant. I will try to remain as eloquent as possible.
And viewers, please stay tuned. This is the best rant I've heard all year. So please, this is a good one.
Let me get close. It's just so you can get all of my undertones in this. It's so infuriating that the Academy continues to push all of the Black talent into the supporting roles. Let's look at this list again. We have Daniel Kaluuya, Leslie Odom, and Lakeith Stanfield. Here is the Academy's like, oh, opportunity here. Let's put all the Black talent in the supporting role. They're all 3 African Americans are in this supporting spot. 2 in particular here. We have Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. The 2 leads in Judas and the Black Messiah. Let me say it again. The 2 leads of the film are nominated for Best Supporting Actor. one more time for you guys, for the people in the back. The two leads of a film, one of the most celebrated films of the year, are nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Make it make sense, the Academy. Please make it make sense. It makes no sense. But here we are. They do this all the time. They have done it time and time again, where they put a lead actor from a film and they put it in the supporting character because they think, oh, they have a better shot there. It's ludicrous. It's so stupid. Anyway, thus end rant.
I love how the camera just like pulls back.
And with that said, this award will go to Daniel Kaluuya.
I think that's an easy win. It's an easy win for him.
Absolutely.
He's fighting below his class. I mean, as you said, he's a heavyweight actor. He's one of the, I would even say he's one of the best actors there today.
Working today.
Yeah. Like period. I don't think how anyone can argue that point anymore. His body of work isn't just he's given good roles, so he does good work. The depth he brings to decent roles is insane. So he should be getting best actor, period. I don't think there's a question about it. And I fully agree with you. It's very eye-opening, and we need to all be cognizant of that. The slight nuances of how these shows are going on.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with all that.
It's frustrating as fuck. Bleep, 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 bleep.
And we're all adults.
We're big boys here.
Yes. Moving on. Oh, and shout out to Leslie Odom. Although I don't think this nomination is much deserved, but shout out for getting in there. I'm all for representation, and just getting that nom is a great badge on his career. So shout out to Leslie. And Lakeith, who did an amazing film, who did super amazing in this film.
Yeah. Keith's a good actor too. Doesn't get a lot of recognition though for that.
Next category, Ethan.
Best Actress in a Leading Role. We have nominated Viola Davis, Andre Day, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan. Thoughts?
Andre Day. My thoughts are interesting for this category. We have there's a lot going on with this category. We have Viola Davis, who makes history as the first Black actress to ever be nominated twice for Best Actress in a Leading Role. Then we have Andre Day for her debut acting role, getting nominated. She already won the Golden Globe. Very interesting. A singer at that. She's an amazing singer, playing another singer. We have Vanessa Kirby, new to the scene. We finally get to see, she's more known for her action roles, and we finally get to see her in a great dramatic piece. Then we have the seasoned Frances McDormand, already an Academy Award winner. And then we have Carey Mulligan, who's also been nominated before and has kind of been poised to finally get her win. I can see everyone taking home this award with the exception of Vanessa Kirby.
Mm.
I think there's a solid argument for everyone here to win but Vanessa. Who will win? I think it's between I think it's between Carey and Andra to win. I think, and I would be content with both of those.
Yeah, I think it would probably be either Andra Day, I think, or Frances McDormand, because she's a favorite. Like, she's a real favorite.
I would say this. I think I'm with OJ on it. I think Frances McDormand, if she was in any other movie, I would say it's too soon for her to win again. It's only been 2 or 3 years. But I think she wouldn't get the win, not because she didn't give a good performance, but because her roles are pretty similar between what she did here and Three Billboards.
I don't know if it's like that similar.
Yeah, it's true. It's not that similar, but they're in the same genre of things almost. Carey Mulligan, though, I think she's been acting for a while. I'm trying to look up to see her nomination record to see if she's been considered.
I think she's only been nominated once before, and that was, I believe, like 10 years ago, like 2009. 10 years ago. Yeah.
You are an encyclopedia, man. But yeah, it was 10 years ago. I think I agree with you, OJ. I think Carey Mulligan's going to be the one to probably take it.
I don't know because she
Sure.
hasn't won much of the other statues. I forget who won Best Actress for comedy on at the Globes and who won
I think that might have been
what happened to her?
Bakalova.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think she was nominated for Best Lead in the Globes. A mess. And I don't know who won the Critics' Choice, but it wasn't. I don't know. I think it was I don't know who won the Critics' Choice. Let's see. Research. You know who won the Critics' Choice?
Get up now. I was actually watching it earlier, but I didn't get through it.
But my question is, who won the Kids' Choice Award?
Yeah, Kids' Choice, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the dream show we should cover. Best Actress for in the Critics' Choice went to Carey Mulligan.
It went to Carey?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's between Carey and Andra. And I think with everything going on in the world, it might swing in Andra's favor just because
Possibly.
we haven't had a Black actress win in 20 years.
Sure.
Which was Halle Berry back in 2001. And so I don't know.
To play devil's advocate on this one, I think Carey Mulligan is a favorite amongst most critics. She's not my favorite, but I think a lot of them love her. And I think they might want to give her a award.
Yeah, I love Carey in this movie, and I love this movie so much. So I wouldn't be mad at it. But I think also like Dark Horse, maybe Viola comes in, sneaks in. Just
that'd be good. Yeah, I'd like that. I'd like to see that.
Just by her getting that historic nomination, being nominated twice, this is her second time after being nominated.
She'd be 2 for 2, wouldn't she? Fences.
No. Well, she won for supporting Fences.
Oh.
And she won for supporting with Fences because yet again they shoe us into supporting, even though she was a female, even though she was a female lead of that movie. And she was nominated previously for Best Lead in The Help.
Right.
She was also nominated for Best Supporting for
Doubt.
Yes. Yep. Which she also should have won instead of Penelope Cruz.
For such a short scene, it stayed with you.
Oof, it's haunting. So maybe they might do right by Viola by giving her this one. So we'll see. But I think it's between those four, and I think Vanessa's the only one who doesn't have a shot.
Just imagine that's the one the Academy gives it to.
Oh my gosh.
That would be basically like the 2019 Oscars. Like just anything that shouldn't win got the award.
Facts.
Right.
It's so true.
All right. Next.
Best Actor in a Leading Role. We've got nominated Riz Ahmed, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman, and Stephen Yeun.
I think this is already written in blood. It's going to Chadwick.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's getting the pop. He's going to get this.
Hard to argue that one. I think he deserves it for it. I mean,
he's incredible, but it's just the perfect way to honor his legacy.
Exactly.
Which is what Hollywood's been doing this whole award season, and especially considering all that's going on with the BLM and equality, and I think this is going to Chadwick.
And I don't think anyone would argue with that. Had he lived and his career gone on, he probably would have picked one up at some point. So better now than never. So I think this is an easy pick.
Yeah, I mean, it would be never. This is the last chance.
Yeah, exactly. Quite literally.
Yeah, quite literally, sadly. So yes, this is going to Chadwick.
All right, let's go on. Best Director. We have nominated Thomas Vinterberg, David Fincher, Lee Isaac Chung, Chloe Zhao, and Emerald Fennell. Guys,
this is easily going to David Fincher, I think.
Interesting. Easily.
Sadly, as much as Chloe might deserve it, I think this is going to David.
I really do hope that Chloe gets it, though.
David Fincher's Oscar record. That's what I want to know.
He's been nominated before, right? Like I'm assuming.
It has to be. Okay,
Yeah.
I just went through it, fellas. He's been nominated for Social Network 2011 and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button 2009, and he has no wins. So
Which is why I think this is going to David Fincher.
this is pretty much they've already delivered it. He has it ready for his acceptance speech. This is a shut case. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's easily going to go to him.
It's his time, and I think they're just going to give it to him.
Yeah, his body work speaks for itself. I think, honestly.
Yeah, and he's more getting honored for that. It's less about this film, more for here's an award to honor your body of work.
Yeah. And I think anyone who's stuck it this far with this show, and I'll probably already knows this fact that the Oscars isn't just who is the best this year; it also takes into account previous years. So
correct.
It's about the
David
legacy.
Fincher, exactly. So Chloe Zhao, she keeps it up. She's going to get one. Next movie for sure.
Last we haven't talked about many snubs. So snubs here are Shaka King, who directed Judas and the Black Messiah. He should definitely be nominated, and it's very infuriating that he's not.
Especially like given that was his first feature film and it was that good. Like that's even
excellent,
even bigger.
And I know right away they're gonna snatch him up for a Marvel or DC project. Like they're already talking about it, giving him Blade and or one of those Disney Plus shows. But he definitely should be nominated here.
Yeah, you know who's a big snub that like I'm like always shouting out for? Delroy Lindo for the Five Bloods. His performance was like so heartbreaking, and I was like, he didn't get a Globe nomination and he didn't get an Oscar nomination. Like, what the hell?
Right, I agree.
I think a big snub in general. Christopher Nolan got shown zero love throughout this whole thing. Tenet, like nothing. I love Christopher Nolan, so I'm going to come up to bat for him.
But he did it to himself. The way he went on and complained about theaters and just bashing. He went on his smear campaign, and I don't think Hollywood was happy about it.
And I can agree with that, but gosh darn it.
But he bashed streaming. He bashed the hell out of streaming, which is like the future, and which is now the new leaders of Hollywood. So I think that's what did him in. Shut up. You should have shut up.
There was one really big snub from this year. Like my favorite film of the year was I'm Thinking of Ending Things from Netflix. Like that Charlie Kaufman didn't get a best screenplay nomination, or even I would say, or even at the very least a best director nomination, because there were so many moments in the movie that really threw me off. And then watching it on a second or third viewing, I saw that it was intentional direction.
Yeah, it got no love this whole awards season.
Yeah,
for the most part, yeah.
Which is surprising. It's not like there were a lot of good movies made, at least I think for this past year.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, even though I like it wouldn't be like an Oscar like darling, The Invisible Man like got nothing.
Also, a good point. Yeah, literally not even a mention that it existed.
I mean, like I don't know where I would like. There were certain areas I wouldn't nominate it in, but I would think it deserves a little bit of love.
Like a throwaway nomination, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Ozzy disagrees.
And he's letting me know.
Picture.
the only guy I would bat for is Christopher Nolan. I sided with Nolan on these things, but shame. It's a real shame.
Well, no, Nolan did deserve something, but he, like I said, he did it to himself. So
he did it to himself, and that's the business. What can you do?
Yeah. Also, there was another snub I felt. This documentary, Totally Under Control, that like basically covered the start of the pandemic. Like the fact that they made this during the pandemic, like it was just a really well put together documentary.
Maybe you could enlighten us one day, OJ. I have no idea how they pick what best documentary nominees are, because I watch a lot of documentaries. I never see any of the ones that get nominated. I always have to see them after the fact. I don't know how they get these things to go.
Yeah.
For Best Picture, we have nominated The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7.
And the winner is Mank.
Really? You think it's Mank? Right away?
Yeah. No, not that Mank's a bad film. No, Mank is a great film. But yeah, this is going to Mank. It should go to I mean, there's a chance Nomadland can come in there and scoop it up, but I think it's going to Mank.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, it's like people would think like watching this that we think that Mank is a bad movie just because we're scoffing at it, but
Yeah,
it's just because we know how the Academy is.
it's
Like
just
they
so
love
typical.
nostalgia. Like they love membering. Like member
True.
Citizen Kane, member 4x3, member Black and White.
Yeah, Hollywood loves a few things. They love period pieces. They love films about itself. They love
Yes.
films about Hollywood. So yeah, I think this is just like too obvious. But yes, Mank is a good film. Go see Mank. I mean, stream Mank on Netflix.
Yeah. Although I would really
Whatever.
love for Nomadland to take home the prize for this. Even though I like don't think it's going to, I would love it if Judas and the Black Messiah got it too.
I would absolutely cry.
I would
cry of
I would say
joy.
Judas and the Black Messiah is the dark horse for this one. I think given the time, they might just switch up the gears a little bit, change the game. Might give it that. I think there's a shot. I don't think the shot's very good, but I think there's a shot.
Yeah. Did any of you see Minari?
No.
Yeah, Minari, it's good. I think it's a little. Well, I'll say this for official. I think it's slightly overhyped.
It's a Sundance
But
movie. A little too soon
but
for it.
but but it's good. Minari's good, and I'm glad. Shout out to Steve Ewan for getting that Best Actor nod.
Yeah, I really like Stephen Yeun.
Me too.
Yeah, I've
Okay, how
interviewed
could you
him
not?
twice.
Oh, nice.
For Sorry to Bother You and for Okja on Netflix.
Okja was great.
And he's been putting in that work. You know, people are very quick to dismiss his body of work, but like if you look at his work outside of The Walking Dead, it's all solid. So
Yep.
he deserves this, and I think he's just gonna get more. He's gonna become a really big household name soon.
Yeah, and people will stop calling him Glenn from Walking Dead.
Oh, speaking of new rumor alert, Steve Ewan. You ready? You ready? Namor.
Wait, say it again. It didn't hit me.
Namor.
Okay, so Jake and I are both confused, so I'm glad I'm not the only one. What does that to mean?
Namor, the King of Atlantis.
Oh,
So wait, he's gonna be in
DC?
No, Marvel. You guys are embarrassing me.
What?
For the record, in regards to Marvel, I think I'm the most vanilla of them all.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I think Jake, you and
no-
I have to fight for that one, mate. I think we'll have to.
Namor
fight.
is the King of Atlantis. Namor is their Aquaman.
Oh,
Namor.
Oh, I think I heard this rumor
Namor,
like a
yeah.
while ago. Is that like a?
No, this rumor's not out there. Mm-mm. This is
Really?
new tea.
Oh, 'cause I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about. That's crazy.
So, like, where in the timeline do you think he would get introduced?
Well, originally the idea was to possibly introduce Namor in Black Panther 2. It was kind of a like trial of the two kings, because he's like the King of Atlantis and King of Wakanda, and they have a lot of history in the comics. And then they kind of hinted at Namor in Endgame when Natasha asked about that earthquake underneath the ocean.
Hmm.
I don't remember that part.
Yes, it's for you.
I'm so focused on the big picture, I don't notice any of the Easter eggs.
Yeah, so small Easter eggs. So during the Avengers meeting, Natasha asked Okoye about the earthquake underneath the ocean, and she's like, and she tells Nat, we handle it, but not handling it. So that was the Namor Easter egg right there.
Interesting.
And
I'm gonna have to like take a bottle of hot sauce and down it every time I watch a Marvel property, just so that like my senses are all alert.
so you can catch everything. There's a lot of things. They drop a lot of balls. You just gotta catch them. But yes, shout out to Steve Ewan, and Best Picture is definitely going to Mank. Mark my words.
I would like for Nomadland or Judas the Black Messiah, but yeah, it probably would.
Same.
I think if Nomadland won, it'd be a huge political thing. I don't think they'd be risking that unless they wanted to go for the controversy.
Man, Nomadland with Chloe, I wonder, Disney's really gonna be like pushing that Eternals of Chloe Zhao.
Also true. I keep forgetting about that, and I did research that prior.
And this Nomadland is a Fox Searchlight, so it's no longer Fox Searchlight Pictures, so which is a Disney company.
So what is it going to be called now?
It's just called Searchlight.
Oh,
Interesting.
Oh, that's right. What's his name? Nobody. I think that was a Searchlight property, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. But Nomadland is a Searchlight property, so Disney is heavily in the Chloe Zhao business. Overall, I can't wait to see who's right, who's wrong, how right we are. I feel like we're gonna get pretty accurate here.
Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I think going into this, I thought it was going to be a pretty weak Oscars. After going through every single category with you guys, it's not that bad. It's a decent year.
No, it's not that bad.
It's not that
But I
bad.
think yeah, it's not that bad. But I think this might be Netflix's year, like where they like finally get what they wanted. It'd be like the Oscar darling by default.
Maybe by default. I mean, it's not theaters could have got the upper hand on them this time, right?
Conspiracy: Netflix caused the pandemic. This is their way of, cracking Hollywood. Like, you have no choice now but to love us.
Big tech
We
got
saved
together.
Hollywood, Netflix. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on the Nocturnal Movie Club. We're excited to watch the Oscars with you when they air. And join us in the comments. If we're right, you're wrong, you disagree with us, challenge us, or if you get anybody, let us know. We'll see you next time.
Awesome.